Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be talking about, I don't know what project to focus on right now. So I asked you guys last week if you guys would like some sort of more regular content kind of discussing working through WIPs and old WIPs and UFOs. I have some long running WIPs that I'll go months without touching, but I'm considering those kind of in the UFO bundle, but they're not really UFOs because I do regularly touch them. They're not languishing in the back of a closet somewhere. I have two projects of a similar type in two different groups. And I think these are where I want to start because I think theoretically these will be the easiest to get knocked out. And while I have certain WIPs like my hashtag No Shades of Gray projects going on, I'm thinking these might be better to focus on. Also, all four of these theoretically could also be car projects or left primarily to working in the car. So I was thinking like they're more mindless in nature. I've just stalled on these for whatever reason. So the thing is I'm not sure where I'm going to start, but I did want to go ahead and tell you guys I was going to start on this and thinking on this and focusing on this. I just don't know which one I'm going to work on. I guess when I go to work on something, we'll figure it out. So the oldest one here is this baby blanket. And I started this April of 2019. So it looks like I've done my first corner turn. So that's how big the blanket will be. So I'm halfway through the baby blanket because that looks like I turned the corner there. But I think the reason why this didn't get worked on is I started this like Easter weekend that year. But we moved. We started moving to Charlotte right after that. We didn't know we were going to be moving to Charlotte, and then that happened. So I think this was my car project up until we realized we were going to be moving again. And we were only 2.5 years after a move. Like, we normally don't move this much. I promise you guys, we normally don't move this much. We only move for reason. But we had only been in that house before we moved to Charlotte for 2.5 years before we moved. And then we'd only been in Charlotte for 4 years before we moved here. So y'all have seen the most chaotic period of my life as far as like house displacement here on YouTube. So I think I started this right before we moved. And just in the shuffle of moving, this became a UFO. Which means this has been sitting here on a needle I don't love. This is an old Susan Bates, I believe. One of their, it's not a bad needle. It is a fairly smooth needle, but it's definitely one of those when you're working with it, you sound like a little bug. Anyway, this is using a Pound of Love from Lion Brand in the color pastel green, and that's one of the colors that I'd originally gotten to make my Mandala Madness blanket. That's never going to be finished. I might restart that some other way, but that's never going to be finished. So we do have a knitted baby blanket, which I'm not sure why I started a knitted baby blanket. I don't normally knit baby blankets, but I did. So anyway, there's that. And the same yarn, except in pink. And I think this is just pink. We have a lemon peel blanket. This was started 2.5 years ago. And I started this at a doctor's appointment. And of course, I just like pulled out stitches because I don't have a stitch marker in here. Once again, I'm not quite sure why I stalled out on this baby blanket. It's just lemon peel stitch. but I just apparently stopped working on it. This is one of the ones where I have the actual start date in my journals, because by then I had started doing the journals. There we go. Once again, I don't know why I stopped working on it. I still have other lemon peel blankets that I'm working on. I love doing blankets in the lemon peel stitch. That one does not have a hook in it, so I will have to double check what hook I was using so I don't mess it up. So we have 2 baby blankets. Both of these would be great car knitting blankets or car crochet blankets. I know I started the green blanket as a car knitting project. I'm not quite sure what happened with the pink baby blanket, but lemon peel stitch is not something I have to think about, so it's perfect for car projects, especially right now where I don't have squares to work on. So this bag contains my other 2 projects. And I kind of know why I keep stalling out on these, and I kind of don't understand it. So these are my 2 at a time socks. I did the hard part. Now it's just getting to the toe on these. I mean, we have a heel. That is the hard part. We have a tall enough cuff that these won't fall off the back of my foot, because I tend to knit mine too short and they fall off the back of my foot. But no, I have a cuff. I have an ankle. I have a heel. I think the reason why I'm struggling is and this is the last time y'all saw them. So when I picked them up again, I only knit an inch. But I think the reason why I'm struggling on these and I keep stalling out on these is I don't think I like 2 at a time, true 2 at a time socks. At least not with yarn this fine. And then because I don't pick these up to work on these because I'm not enjoying the process as much as I ought to or should, I have also let my DK weight ones kind of languish. And these, once again, the heel is done. I'm just working on the foot. I think I prefer the 2 needle 2 at a time method over true 2 at a time 40-inch needle socks. And I think that's why I'm stalling out on these. So I want to finish both pairs of these socks and the 2 baby blankets. So I think these are going to be the projects I kind of focus on. All 4 of these are in a place where I don't have to think about them. I don't have to. I know the pattern I was using for the baby blanket in green is one from Lion Brand, and it's a basic bias knit concept. So it's not something I have to think about once I reread the pattern and see where I am. I don't think I'm going to have a problem. I'm more worried about, like, it's been sitting there and I untouched for like 6 years. But yeah, so first 4 things. And now I plan on coming back and checking in with you guys probably separately with these groups of projects. So, because I literally might work on all 4 of these. I might only work on one of these. So I'm going to try to make this a regular kind of check-in, either once every other week, once every 3 week kind of thing, just to kind of touch base on what I'm thinking as far as working through my UFOs. And I do have the option to frog my UFOs. Now, where I am on the socks, I really don't want to frog them. I like the socks. I want to finish them. But something about them is making it to where I'm not enjoying the process. And I don't know if it's because I'm working from one ball of yarn and it's getting tangled up. I don't know if it's the 2 at a time single needle method. Frequently I have used like these 6-inch needles and done 2 in tandem. So I'll cast on both socks, but I'm only working one sock at a time. Like I'll do one cuff and then I'll do the other cuff, or I'll do one toe and then I'll do the other toe. And then I'll do, you know, up to where I start like arch ribbing if I'm putting in arch ribbing. And then I'll come over here and do the same thing. So to me, that made a very fast process. Something about this has slowed down the process, and I'm not enjoying it as much. So I want to isolate why I'm not enjoying that as much and why I stalled out on these projects. But also, like, I want the socks because I like the socks. It's the whole reason why I started making them, because I like the socks. So I want the finished object, and I've got to keep the price in mind for that. But I also want to isolate what the problem is, because I keep wanting to cast on socks, but I feel bad that I've got these two pairs sitting here in a bag together that I haven't touched much. And I started these in 2021, I think. So I was meeting Erica for lunch the day after I cast these on. So like, I know vaguely when I cast these on. I would really like to get these done. So that's what I'm going to focus on. I know with the blankets, there's no real reason why I put them down. I just got involved in other things and never picked them back up again because they're mindless projects. I just never thought to pick them up. I think part of it, like with the pink blanket, that's about the same time I started doing the squares and making tons and tons of squares to turn into blankets like I did last year. So that could be part of that, is I just got distracted with other basic projects. So I didn't come back to that one like I thought it would. So anyway, y'all are going to be my accountability buddies. And I want you guys to share down in the comment section down below. Many of you guys have mentioned you also are going to be on this WIP UFO journey this year. So share where you think you plan on starting. And if you're a member of the Facebook group, please make sure to answer all the questions if you want to join the Facebook group. I am a stickler for that rule. But if you are a member of the Facebook group, why don't you come and join us over there and talk about where your brains are on this, because I would love to see y'all share your UFO journey. Do you frog it or do you finish it? And what is your method for coming through this? Because I know a lot of us have like this stack of UFOs and WIPs hidden somewhere that we keep meaning to finish, but we never get back to for some reason. So why don't you share your progress over there as well as in the comment section here in this video. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. I'm not 100% sure what Tuesday's video is going to be, but we'll figure it out together. Bye, guys.